am Chatterjee here from 7th Quantum Academy with another wonderful and mysterious video on the mysterious particle of graviton. What is graviton? Graviton is the fundamental particle which is making, preparing, annihilating, creating our great universe, which may be visible, which may be invisible, visible and invisible universe. This graviton is the most frequent and the most fundamental frequency and the most fundamental building block which connected with each other is making a great wrapper around, making a great wrapper throughout the universe, visible universe and invisible universe both. Here graviton has been the most important things in string theory. You will find out the gravitons, the existence of gravitons in string theory, but not only the string theory. It should be explained with the quantum physics also. So it can easily be said that graviton is the one particle. This particle is explained by the string theory, by also the quantum physics, and it is giving the base and the underlying reality of the classical gravitational theory, which was prepared and presented by the great son Albert Einstein in his general theory of relativity. But the question is now that why we are calling this graviton the most mysterious and the most fundamental. So far we have read different fundamental particles. We have called quarks, we have known the protons, photons and also the bosons and also other particles in particle physics also. But the basic things is here, why graviton? What is the graviton? Graviton cannot be seen. Graviton cannot be felt. Graviton cannot be measured actually. Actually, graviton is such a particle which cannot be captured with our 5 traditional sense organs. Along with, we have not been able to make such a high-end device so that we can capture this graviton, but graviton is there. To go and to delve into this ocean of graviton, we should know what did we say in my earlier videos. You know that great universe which is visible or invisible, whatever may be, are also existing in such a position which is called the existence and non-existence superpositions. Our universe, whatever be visible or invisible, have been made on such a place which cannot be described so easily. It is based on the quantum vacuum, you know. In my earlier videos I told what quantum vacuum is actually. Mind it that we are not going to give you the complex mathematical representation or theoretical complexity here. I'm just going to give you the outline of the gravitons and how did it make this universe visible and invisible. Our universe, as I was telling earlier, our universe, visible or invisible, whatever may be, are actually being generated from the quantum vacuum. What is quantum vacuum? Quantum vacuum is such a position where creation and annihilation are taking place so frequently that it takes no time at all. So it is a superposed position. Existence and non-existence, everything and nothing. I tell it frequently in my earlier videos I told also. Existence and non-existence, everything and nothing, existence and non-existence, everything and nothing are co-residing in the same place, in the same position. And to find out what is the nature of it, we went also through the field operator. A field operator is also the summation and exponential function of annihilation creator and creation creator. I told you in detail about the field operator, what is field operator, and in such a field operator, such an event that takes place everywhere in this universe. This field operator creates the first amplitude, because these field operators always give you an oscillation, because everything and nothing give us an oscillation. This oscillation gives us an amplitude, a frequency and wavelength naturally. As there is oscillation, so amplitude, wavelength, frequency will be there. And here is the most important point, the most smallest amplitude in this visible and invisible universe, that is the most smallest length, most smallest dimension, is discrete here, which is called Planck's length. This Planck's length is equal to 1.62 into 10 to the power minus 35 meter, which is the smallest, which is the discrete, which cannot be divided. We have also calculated with the speed of light that how much times it takes place, how much time light takes place to cover this Planck distance, that is the Planck time. So this Planck time and Planck's distance, making the Planck's volume, making the Planck's mathematics, making the Planck's everything, so it is called the Planck world. So this Planck world is always working on the basis of the field operator in such a position which is called quantum vacuum. After it, when we are entering beyond the Planck's world, then we are getting the gravitons, the most mysterious particle. You may call it also a wave, because wave particle duality is an universal truth. But for the convenience, we will take it as a particle here. So this graviton is getting started to be formed. But how? That is the question. As we refer the smallest length in the universe, visible or invisible, whatever may be, this smallest length can be compared to a string. You know that in string theory it has been said that in our universe everything is made of string. Everything is made up with a different vibrational mode of string. String is such like you can think that is guitar. I am playing a guitar. Different kind of frequencies, different kind of vibrational mode is giving me the different type of tunes. So the different type of tunes here is different type of particles, different type of events, different type of incidents are taking place here. So when the strings are taking part, they are starting to vibrate. When they are starting to vibrate, the first vibration with a very high frequency. This high frequency, the most high frequency string vibration, is actually the graviton. When it is getting a bigger wavelength, just after spreading from one place to another, it is turning into gluon, then into photon, then into boson. But the first and the fundamental high frequency string which is taking place just beyond the border of the Planck's world in another dimension, as it has been referred, there are 10 dimensions in the string theory. So it is giving the birth of gravity. But this birth is not easy. When the high frequency string starts to spread from one place to another, then another incident takes place which is called Polykov's action. We will come in our next videos what is Polykov's actions, what is this mathematical representation, and what is this mathematical representation. Not only that, also the mathematical event, the running commentary of the birth of graviton. This Polykov's actions takes this graviton maker high frequency string into the world sheet. What is the world sheet? World sheet is the stress, strain, symmetry and all kind of geometrical positions that take place in a certain dimensions. When you go from one dimension to another, suppose we are going to the 5th dimension or 6th dimension or 7th dimension. Between these two dimensions there is a compactified boundary which is called D-brane, Dirichlet brane. So they have to cross this Dirichlet brane to get sprayed into another dimension. After 10th dimension you can imagine. Now the questions after the birth of this Planck length, it gets vibrated. With a high frequency vibration it makes such a position which goes to the world sheet. World sheet means the expansions, the gradual expansions of a certain D-brane, of a certain dimensions. As in classical physics, we have learned that our universe is expanding with the Hubble's law. The brains are also expanding, and brains and dimensions are also expanding in its own way. And this expansion is called the world sheet. In this world sheet, the pollic of action takes place. The action which brings this graviton maker high frequency string towards the boundary of two dimensions. That is called Dirichlet boundary. And there is a condition that is called Dirichlet boundary condition. Before getting there, another incident happens. You know, in the plant's world, time and space are discrete. So in that dimension, time is swimming in its own way, and space is swimming in its own way. There is no connection between it. But after the birth of this high frequency string, it makes a knot and an edge. This knot and edge, when is made, naturally there becomes a correlation functions, the connection functions. This connection functions converts this discrete time and space into the space and time. Time which we will describe here is actually the entanglement. That is not the entanglement which we generally state in case of the quantum entanglement. It is a different type of entanglement which can be compared to the space-time entanglement. After this entanglement, space-time takes birth. This space-time takes birth as a fiber bundle. That is the propagation of gravitons takes place here. These propagations of the function, that is Polykov's action. Propagations of these Polyakov actions entangled with each other, again entangled with time, with the knot and edge, it gives you a symmetry. Continuous symmetry which is called SUSI. Supersymmetry. After the supersymmetry takes place, the position which comes out is called the graviton. So you understand, graviton is not such a particle like others. Basically, this graviton is the force carrier particle. This force carrier particle has no mass. As it has no mass, it is only a state of bending of space and entanglement with time. You can say that it has the speed of light. Maybe more than light. More than the speed of light. It has no charge because it is a force carrier, I told you earlier. And it interacts with others. How does it interact? First one, it interacts with time, it interacts with space. It creates the space-time entanglement here, which is the underlying reality of the space-time curvature in the world of classical physics. You know this first string theory, string world, then it turns into the quantum world, and then after subatomic level process, then the real world we are watching in third dimension takes place. Until and unless the boson does not start to work, mass does not create itself, and so this galaxy, Earth, wave, planets, stars, everything, dark matter, dark energy are not created. So graviton takes birth before the creation of the universe, just after the creations of the Planck world. After the creation of Planck world, these gravitons takes place. This is the such place where the gravitons have taken birth. They are entangled with each other, They have made a vast ocean or wrapper throughout the visible or invisible universe. And now on it, other things will take part. When a particular graviton just taking birth from the boundary conditions of one dimension with the planet's world, then this boundary condition will encourage it to spread through worldsheet. After spreading worldsheet through polycurve action, it will make the knot and edge with fiber bundle. And with this fiber bundle and connection variable with supersymmetry and other symmetries, different type of motions will give the birth of loop quantum gravity. It is called the loop quantum gravity. I told you earlier I am not going to give you the complex mathematical representation here, but mathematical representation is very much necessary to give you the running commentary of what is going on there, which is not visible also. So in my next videos I will tell you what is the mathematical representations, how can we represent it, and how can we understand how this graviton is taking place. Though it is not in the matter of discussions, but for our curiosity, I can give you a glimpse that after the birth of the graviton, when it starts to propagate, then it is called graviton propagation. Graviton propagator is also there. This graviton propagator, that is a mathematical tool. We can understand how does it propagate. These graviton propagations, when it comes to the second stage, it gives a larger wavelength and lower frequency. It gives the birth of gluon. It's also a force carrier. When it grows more larger, wavelengths grows more larger after the graviton propagation. It gives the much more higher wavelength and lower frequency. It gives the birth of photon. And at last it gives the birth of boson, which gives the mass of the particles. And the subatomic world just finishes there and new world starts. You know, there has been an effort in the 20th century, 21st century to combine these two different type of force. Einstein said that only gravitational force is governing the universe. But after the quantum physics started to go on for research, they found out there are another fundamental force, that is weak nuclear force, strong nuclear force and electromagnetic force. But there was no way to connect with these two arena of force. There was no way to give us a clue how this gravitational force can be connected with the forces acting in the subatomic world. So theory of everything was required at the time. But this quantum gravity loop and this graviton can give you the clue. How can we join all the force in such a place where a theory of everything can be created? So it is the mysterious story of the graviton's birth, graviton's expansion and graviton's interactions and graviton's consequence. Every time gravitons are taking birth, every time it is getting spreaded, every time it is getting more spreaded with larger frequencies, and every time is giving the birth of other force carrier particles. So this wonderful graviton will come in my next video with more precision explanation with the proper mathematical representations to state the running commentary of the life of a graviton. Till then, I am Jitan here from 7th Quantum Academy. Would like to request you, if you think that it is interesting and you should know much more about it, you just subscribe our channel 7th Quantum Academy and tap on the bell icon so that you can be notified when the new videos are uploaded. So to go into the deeper and the deepest point of this wonderful mystery of the graviton's life, we will have to wait a little. Till then, goodbye from Jitan.